Hello everyone, I hope you have a great day. Today we are looking at some new malicious compliance stories. I hope you enjoy them. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the channel to grow. And now, let's start with the first story, shall we? The first story is called All of Them. I worked as a customer service expert for a pay TV provider. On a normal day, I would help other call center reps and then I would take supervisor calls as well. One day, I spoke with a rep who said that their customer was screaming about wanting all of the sports channels and he asked to speak to a supervisor. I asked the rep to transfer the call to me. I begin the call with my regular opening. But I'm immediately cut off with him screaming about how incompetent we all are. He wants all of the sports channels he sees in his guide, especially our exclusive $200 package that no one else has. I calmly try to find out what sports he is talking about, because we had several packages. I then try to talk to him about payment, since we can break this up into monthly payments or one-time payments. And once a package is added to his account, it cannot be removed. He screams one more time how stupid I am, because I don't understand that he wants all the sports channels. He then yells that he is going to hang up and he better have all the packages. Then he keeps his promise and hangs up before I could do anything or explain anything. So I sit and think about it for a second. Then I do as he asked and started adding all of the sports packages we have, but for the one-time payment option. So I added everything: football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer. I even added a cricket package and another sports package available with our Mandarin language offerings. When it was all said and done, his bill went up to about $1,400 for the month when you add his normal monthly bill. I commented everything that happened and went about my day. No one ever came and spoke to me about it either. The next story is called You Want to Lose Money? I work in accounting and my assistant was out on this particular day, so I was working on invoicing. While doing invoicing, I come across a work order that has a higher expense amount than the invoice amount. Realizing we will be losing $100 on the job instead of at least breaking even, I decided to question the project manager Chad about it. Hey, this job doesn't seem right. Can you explain it to me? What are you talking about? See the expenses? They reach a higher total than the amount you want me to bill for. I want to see if that was a mistake or… No, it's right. If that's right, we are going to lose money on this job. You won't get commission and… I'm telling you, it's right. He then rips the paper from my hand. See, we charge our 20% markup right here. He pointed to the wrong spot and has the audacity to look smug. See, it's fine. I calmly take the papers back and show him the two amounts side by side. I see that, but you didn't account for that over here for the billing amount. The total billing amount is less than that. Look, it's right, and I don't have time to explain it to you. Just do it and stop bothering me. No problem. Can you just initial here so when our boss asks me why this job is invoiced so low, I can… Sure, fine, whatever. He signs his name next to the billing amount. Now, get out of my space. I go back to my office and invoice the too low amount. Then I send it off, fully knowing that this was going to backfire. But I kept all backups and copies handy for when it did. Next Monday, I have the boss in my office. The invoice in question is in his hand. Hey, you did this invoice wrong. He shows me the invoice. Actually, if you will look at the backup, Chad told me that was the invoice amount. I show him where Chad signed off. I'll be right back. He left my office. Roughly an hour later, I'd get called into the boss's office. Chad is there, looking uncomfortable, and my boss is on the phone. He waved me inside and I sat down. Alright, we are all here. Now, please explain this to me. I noticed that the expenses on this invoice were higher than the billing amount. Chad told me that the numbers were fine and to just do the invoice. Did you hear that, Tax? Tax is the subcontractor we use on this job. Yup. So what are we gonna do? The only thing to do is fire them. They are either incompetent or cheating us. Either way, it's bad for business. I am now very concerned about my job, but I sit silently. I know I don't have the whole story yet. I reckon you are right. Good luck. And don't worry about the park job. I got an opening up tomorrow I can squeeze in there. The boss thanks Tex and hangs up the phone. Then he turns to Chad, and Chad has gone from nervous to mad. It's not my fault she can't do her job. You signed your name right next to the wrong amount. Now you are either working with someone in accounting over in Texas company to steal from me, or you are too stupid to work here. Which is it? Chad stands, as does my boss. I stood as well, not liking being the only person sitting. Chad says nothing. You are fired, get your computer and leave. Then the boss turns to me. Go ahead and fill out the paperwork for his leave. Make sure to add that he attempted to embezzle money. I nod and leave, and Chad stays there. As soon as I leave, the office explodes in screaming. I stayed in my office, doing the paperwork my boss asked me to fill out. I saw Chad leave later with his stuff thrown haphazardly into his bag. That was the last time I saw Chad. A friend saw him working at a cash register at a buffet place about a month later. Turns out both my boss and Tex had agreed to lower their markups for the job, so the invoice number was still too high, not too low. But I didn't know that until after the fact, when my boss had me redo the paperwork for the entire job. Someone from accounting in Texas company had altered the invoice sent to Chad. And they were planning on splitting the difference after we paid the altered bill. The third story is called Bad Teacher. I was a senior in high school. My history teacher assigned a 30-hour online course that was worth 30% of our final grade as our final assignment in the class. On top of that, if you didn't finish the assignment in its entirety, she would give us a 0 on the entire assignment. For those of you doing the math, that means that if you missed part of it and didn't already have 100 in that class, you fail the class. Not only did she give us a total of 3 class hours to work on this assignment, but she forgot to mention the 3-paragraph essay that was required. It was on the assignment sheet, which no one in the class actually read, but it was a single sentence at the bottom of the second page. The assignment was hard enough. I was working 30 to 40 hours a week and barely had enough time to do my regular homework. And much less some crazy 30-hour assignment with non-skippable videos and quizzes. I actually had my brother do about half of it, and I lost out on sleep to finish the rest. I finally finished it the day before we had to turn in the assignment. Luckily, I would get to school really early. Because as soon as I walked into the school, my friend runs up and says, "Did you do the essay?" And then he explained that we were supposed to write an essay on our thoughts about the assignment. Now, at first, I was mad. She never mentioned this essay and made it seem like the entire assignment was online. But then I realized what the essay was supposed to be about. Malicious compliance engaged. In the 30 minutes I had left before turning in the assignment, I turned into a writing machine. The essay only had to be 3 paragraphs, but I wrote almost 3 pages. I explained how the assignment was a complete waste of time. I explained my irritation with not getting class time to finish such a large and tedious assignment. I explained how I didn't learn literally anything. I explained how much sleep I lost to complete this assignment and how several of the people in the class worked near full-time jobs outside of school. And I explained how incredibly inept the overall execution of the assignment was. I got a 0 on the essay part, but I got a 90% on the assignment, which gave me a B as the final grade. Several people in my class failed the class because they didn't know about the essay until the class started. And no, nothing happened after I told the principal about it. It was just a bad school overall. The next story is called Why Don't You Drive a Ford? This one comes from my old man. He used to work at the Ford Motor Company for many years. As you might imagine, there were many hundreds of workers on site and most drove to work in a variety of cars. Management and HR decided that it would be the best for the company if as many people as possible drove a Ford. So they printed off a crazy amount of flyers that said, "Why isn't this a Ford?" And they put them on the windscreens of all the employee cars that were no Fords. Cue hundreds of flyers coming back to HR and management with the statement, "Because you don't pay us enough." Management decided that they didn't care what car the employees drove after that. The last story is called Why Did You Do That? Years ago in college, I worked at McDonald's. While working there, I quit eating fast food. Mostly because it would just upset my stomach. Plus, I had just read Fast Food Nation and was trying to be more healthy. Anyway, I would still get an employee meal. Depending on the hours you worked, you would get a different size of the meal. Now, some fellow employees would take this meal home to family members. I knew at least 2 had families going through tough times. I generally just got 1 white and 1 chocolate milk. Everyone knew this was all I would eat from there. Then, one day, the guy a level higher than the store manager mandated that all employee meals were to be eaten on premises. So, even after your shift, if you wanted your meal, you ate it there. This made me really angry. After a long 9-hour shift, I could get a large meal. I forgot what size, but I think the quarter pounder was the most expensive I could get. So I ordered it. The manager was shocked, as everyone knew I didn't eat there. She handed it to me, and I walked over and threw it away. She asked what I was doing, and I told her I disagreed with the rule. I told her my sister would have eaten it, but since I had to eat it there, I would just throw it away. I did that every day for a week or 2 before my store manager spoke with her boss and had the rule removed. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Let me know what you think about the stories in the comment section below. Have a great day. Bye bye.